Hello again. Today is, of course, Remembrance Sunday, and it's a time when many of us recall those of our families who served in the armed forces, and also to spare a couple of minutes to think about those who died. Remembrance Day began, of course, in 1919, the year following the armistice of November the 11th, 1918. The red poppies, as a sign of that remembrance, have been part of this country's history for a little over 100 years now. It was not, of course, only white British soldiers who gave their lives during the First World War. Over 100,000 Indians also served in the army in France during that war, and 9,000 of them were killed. Sikhs, too, wear the poppy to remember their fallen. Of course, a tiny number of Caribbeans also took part in that war, about 15,000 men of the British West Indies Regiment. For these men too, the red poppy is a reminder. In keeping, however, with the principle that black people are somehow more special than anybody else in this country, it has now been found necessary to devise a special type of poppy, which is not only for black servicemen, but also so that civilians like Mary Seacole can be roped in on the act. The black poppy is racially exclusive, unlike the red poppy. Only black people are commemorated by it, and only black people can wear it. The red poppy, which unifies all skin colours and races, has been found insufficient. And so the black poppy was launched a couple of years ago and is growing in popularity with black people who wish to signal their rejection of the common sign of military sacrifice that all the other people in Britain, white people and Asians together, subscribe to. Black people, by this reading of the situation with which I disagree, must be set apart and seen differently from every other ethnicity that took part in any war involving Britain. Anything more divisive can hardly be imagined. In the garrison town of Brecon in South Wales, one sees Welsh people and Nepalese Gurkhas stationed there, together with the Gurkha families who live in the town, all wearing red poppies proudly. It unifies them and gives them a common identity. Remembrance Day is a big thing there, and it's certainly not seen by anybody as a white celebration, something which excludes people of colour. I'm sure the Gurkhas don't feel that way at all. But no, in these days of Black Lives Matter, it was, I suppose, inevitable that somebody would try and pretend that Remembrance Day was somehow racist or a white supremacist event. Everybody else seeks unity and common cause on that day, but each year black people in the country are increasingly seeking to remove themselves further from it and to create a special version in which black civilians like Mary Seacole are remembered every bit as much as servicemen who were actually in the armed forces. Instead of unity, those who promote the black poppy are seeking division and hoping to create distinctions between different races, something which nobody else wants on a day such as this.